Hello everyone, this is Flora and this is my web technology lab experiment number 4. So what do we have to do today? We have to design a web page wherein it's like a profile boot for us. We have a navigation bar, we have a image over which we have another image rating our HTML5 skill, CSS3 skill, our name and what position we are in. Then we have two more division to give a hint about our family and our favorite food items. So here is my code in which I have done similar stuff. So this is my web page that I have designed. I have my menu, then I have a background image, then I have my name, my HTML skill ratings, my what work I do, my family details, and my favorite food items. So coming back to the code, how do I do? So how do I design a navigation bar using list? It's an ordered list or unordered list. By mentioning list in, we can design a navigation bar. There are other ways using divisions and tags and all, but here I have used list to design a navigation bar. Now CSS fonts, in that I have a predetermined stylings in which, like giving bold to my font and displaying it in as an inline block and aligning it in the center. These all are used for my navigation bar. Now you see a special property in this. When I hover over one of them, the color change is seen. So how do I do that? That is done using an hover function. This is a pseudo class function. So that is used for list. Whenever we hover, we have a change in color and all that different varieties that we see. So if you see, the color of home was previously blue, but when we hover it, it changes its font color to black. Now next we see a background which is fixed. So how do we do? We have the CSS, so we just place an image and we repeat it or we don't repeat it, and it's a fixed. It won't be what do you say? It won't be relative to your body. It is fixed. So even if we move down the page, the image is going to be fixed. It's going to be same. Now these are all images. Now this we have created. You can see there is a gradient in color. Here you have light blue, then we have a little more darker blue, and this is more darker too. So how is that done? That is done using linear gradient. Now what is so if you see, the linear gradient is towards right. So from left towards right. What you have, this is an RGBA color scheme. Now what is this? 0% red, 0% green, and full percent of blue, and 0% opaque. A is actually for transparency, opacity. So if you say like that, so you have from left to right. So that is for linear gradient. Now coming down for, if you go back to our web page, so this is our web page, and next is our family members. Now we have designed this. Similarly, we have three divisions for this. So if you see over here, we have profiles, saying, stating, and then we have another what developer we are, and there are HTML5, CSS skills, and all of them. Now next we have a division tag is to detail the information about our family details. Now if you see, there's another interesting property in this. Only when you hover over the circle, we can view the image more clearly, or it's going to be a transparent image which we can see a green color in this. So how do we design that? So that is designed using, if you come back to see over here, so if you see image, we have our image. Now since it's a circular form, so we have a border radius that we have to apply, and that has to be changed. So if we're going back to this, so we see over here, division over, when we hover over the division, the opacity turns out to be 0, and we can view that more clearly. If that is not the case, the opacity is 0.7. So that is why you can see a very light image of it. But when you hover over it, the opacity is 0, and you can clearly see the image. The next division that we have is for my favorites. Now what is this? If you see in this, we have different colors for different. Now if you see, this is my table row number 1, then row number 2, then row number 3. So what we have is we have to specify the nth row with specific things. Now we all, so how do we do this? So if you read this code, if you can see over here, so we have to do is hover plus okay, I'm sorry. So we have specific, that is the nth row. So we have to change our design for the nth row. So if you see over here, so accordingly, if you see over here, we have for specific row. Now if you see TR for nth row, if it is odd, that is if we have odd now, odd child, like this is 1, this is 2. So this is the even child, this is the odd child. So when you have odd child, you have specific color to display, and when you have even child, you have some other specific color to display. Now if you see, there is difference in this. If you see here, we have straight borders, but here you have curved border. So what you got to do is for specific the first and the last child, you will have to specify the border radius, and you have to change it. Now, if another interesting property is when you hover over one of them, that's when we can see the image opacity visible. So how do we design that? So that design is done using an adjacent property. Now, when you see the table, you have column 1 as the name and column 2 as image. So you can select that using an adjacent property, using a concatenation operator and setting the opacity respectively. So that's how we design this. You can even inspect this, and you can check it out. So inspect. So we have this over here. So if you see, for my favorite, these are the CSS attributes. So we're using a white color font for this, and then border, we're having a 3-pixel border, and all of them, and these are all inherited properties of whatever CSS we have styled for the row. So this is an inherited properties which won't be applied for this, but then if you inspect this element, so if we come down and we inspect this element, so you see it has different properties. It again has its inherited table properties, and it has its own properties. The color, if you see, the color is different because it's the even child. Zero, first child, second child, so this is the even child, so it has different properties. But if we go to the next one, you see the color change. So how it is, because you are using a nth child as odd child. So this is all, this is how we design it. Thank you.